can't make me feel like a Luddite, but you can make me feel like an anachronism. You see, I'm sorry, but I really like trying to be a better doctor. It started very young, and I've only had one career ambition: to be the best physician I could be, to care for people as well as I could, and to find colleagues in all fields that could help me do that. And that's, I think, the way you change the world, because it's possible, one patient at a time, to be a port in the storm. Because I like to try to be trustworthy. I even once wrote a chapter titled, "My Name is Nortin and I'm a Placebo." And that's called bedside manner. And I could go a whole lecture on the history of, there's so much to learn, so much to learn. Every time we have an advance where it clarifies and we have a little more certainty, there's so much more to learn. And the ethic, going back to Avicenna, isn't that neat? I need to know as much as I possibly can for the sake of my patient, one at a time, and I apologize for that, because I can't do otherwise. And then I noticed that there's so much because I've been around a long time, and I've taught thousands of students, and I actually go to the bedside and I take care of patients, and I've watched, and there's too much to learn. Got very interesting. So people start to say, well, I'm going to specialize. Now, I don't mind that if that's what your reason you're specializing is to help those people who are trying to be physicians, one patient at a time, to be better at it because you have special skills. And I actually don't think they ought to be private. I can out-reference any cardiology, anyone. And then I watch my students and my profession decide that this was a rationale for becoming siloed. So we started to do things like put $10,000 bills in American Seacums, and then you just had to get up there and get them. Now, these were bright medical students, and they're going to spend their life with anal winks? I mean, I don't think this is an intellectual giant task. And I don't know why there shouldn't be $50 bills up there. And a long discussion of, why don't you leave them there? Or certainly let my polyps go. And I'm not just picking on the gastroenterologist, I'm picking on any one of us who thinks that it really is adequate to take care of parts of patients. I've never had a cecum walk into my office. And I actually believe that the moment a patient is in a bed and I'm at the bedside, or in my clinic room and I walk in, it's their space. I'm the guest. And my job is to learn how to listen. And if you learn how to listen, you understand illness, their narrative, their idioms. And
You've died, Norton.
They can't hear me, by the way. We have this echo thing.
That's right.
Is this now off?
Norton?
By the dollar. I'm not telling you what the current news is because I don't want to ruin your morning. But we have tumultuous times ahead of us, big times, as of this morning. So trying in the current milieu to take care of patients one at a time has become more and more challenging. That doesn't mean I don't do it. And that doesn't mean I don't try to model it. And that doesn't mean that I don't look for colleagues to tell me, hey, dummy, why did you do that? Why didn't you ask me? And you know what happens if you abandon the dream of being a physician, and you abandon the responsibility to the patient? You turn health into a commodity, disease into a product line, and my professional colleagues into Salesforce. And that's what we've done. So I'm delighted to hear that I'm a fan of Michael Marmot. I probably read his very first paper. I think we started, in fact, I can give you the entire literature on disparities. But you know, as you found out at the oration, for me, it's a way to listen to my patient, to understand, is there an option for them? Because I do it one at a time. And I'll leave it to others, with MDs or any other, to change the world. And please do it in a hurry, because Donald Trump just fired the FBI director. And we're going to go through another Watergate. So thank you again for allowing me here and for not throwing anything at me. I'm actually harmless and have absolutely no power and never ever point fingers at people, but I sure point fingers at systems that become iatrogenic.